B4. A part 1. A function has two roots. One plus root 3 and one minus root 3. Find the equation that has this as the solution. Okay, so find a quadratic that has this as the solution. So look, these are the roots. So then what are the factors? You know the change a root into a factor. Like for example, if I said 1 is a root, then what is that as a factor? Yeah, so if 1 plus root 3 is a factor, root, what is the factor? X minus 1 minus root 3. And then here, x minus 1 plus root 3. Now it's a lot to multiply, but it's just multiplying. So let's multiply by the x first. We get x squared minus x plus x root 3. Now we multiply by the minus 1. Minus x plus 1 minus root 3. And now we multiply by the minus root 3. Minus x root 3 plus root 3 minus 3. I know it's a lot, but it's just multiplying. That's all you're doing. So how many x squareds do I have here? Just the 1. How many x's? Here, 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 and here. But look what's happened. This cancels this, leaving me with what? Minus 2x. Now what about my numbers? Well, I have a 1, a minus root 3, a plus root 3, and a minus 3. So again, that will cancel that. So what am I left with? Which is? Minus 2. And that's the answer for the first part. Now, in part 2, they say f of x is stretched by a half parallel to the x-axis. So if you want, here's your graph, whatever it is, and if they stretch it by a half, well, if you stretch something by a half, what does that really mean? It means you've shrunk it 50%. You know, if I said something is half as big, then that means it's twice as small, right? So the graph has shrunk this way, and, oh, that's it. Okay, it's done that. So, what, we've done this in the trigonometry. What do I need to put in front of my x to shrink it by 50% in the x-axis? In other words, do I put 2 or do I put a half here? 2. 2. Now, the only thing is, they actually say what fx equals. It's ax squared plus bx plus c. So they want to know, what does this equal? Well, what is x being replaced by? 2x, isn't it? So this would be 4ax squared plus 2bx plus c. Do you see what's happened there? All I did was replace the x with 2x. So if I put 2x back in here, I get 2x squared. What's 2x squared? It's 4x squared, because the 2 is squared as well. That's why there's the 4 there now. And that's why there's the 2 there, because it's really b multiplied 2x. I just wrote the 2 in front. So you actually see it's kind of short. How many marks for it? 4. 4. That's all right. Yeah, well, the problem with physics is maybe not enough practice. Okay. Now on to the B part. Can I scroll down now? Yep. B part. 1 minus 3 over 4 x power n is expanded in ascending powers of x. The coefficient of x is minus 12. Okay, so we actually seen something like this in the workbook as well. If I expand this, do you remember the rule? It would be MC01 times minus 3 over 4x. That's in 0 and that's an n. And then the next one would be NC1, 1 power n minus 1, and then the next one is minus 3 over 4 x power 1, and so on. But look, I'm going to remove that. I mean, you can write it down, that's fine. But if we want to use Pascal's triangle, what is the first number in Pascal's triangle on any row? 1. So the first one here would be 1 from Pascal, and then 1, and then minus 3 over 4 power x. That would be power n, and that would be power 0. Now the next number in Pascal's triangle, if you think about the triangle, it goes 1, then it goes 1, 1. Now let's go to the second row. It's 1, 2, 1. Let's go to the third row. It's 1, 3, 3, 1. Let's go to the fourth row. It's 1, 4, blah, blah, blah. So the next number is always the power. So here, power n, it should be 1, and next will be n. So on the triangle, this one here would be n. And then we'd have 1 power n minus 1, and then minus 3 over 4 x power 1, and more terms. This equals 1 plus n times minus 3 over 4 x plus more terms. This is 1 minus 3 over 4 nx plus more terms. They tell you that this here is minus 12. That means we can work out what the n is, because they tell you if that's minus 12, then that means n should equal 12 minus 12 divided by 3/4. So we'll just get the calculator out. 16.
How did you get the previous line?
Which here?
The one above.
Here? Oh, well, 1 to the power of n minus 1, what's that? 1. 1 to any power is 1.
Yeah.
So that's gone. And anything to the power of 1 stays the same. There's the n from there.
Oh.
Derp! Why did I leave my charger downstairs? What time is it? It's time. It's time. Hang on. Pause.
Still with the crib?